They say with great power comes great responsibility. They also say that knowledge is power. Therefore, with great knowledge comes great responsibility. But sometimes I want to swap out that word responsibility with a great burden. How many of you have had your spiritual awakening and you realize the metaphysical powers of crystals? How many of you got into law of attraction and you realize that your thoughts create things because thoughts matter? How many of you have learned new things about your family's favorite foods? You know, the fried chicken, canola oil, seed oils are bad for you. How many of you went vegan because you realized that most human bodies cannot break down lactate, especially in the African American, the black body? How many of you question your religion? How many of you have questioned the workforce and you were called a lazy snowflake when you're just pointing out the toxic work culture in certain old ways of doing things, right? When you acquire new information, some people bring it in and they adopt it. But as a lot of us have noticed, when new information is presented that makes people uncomfortable, they plug their ears and close their eyes because it's the human condition to seek comfort. And a lot of people don't like new unless it's fun, unless it gives them a dopamine rush. But if it requires them to change their habits and behaviors, change their thoughts on previously held notions, then they don't want to do it. And I realized, especially during this last election, that one of my greatest pet peeves now is willful ignorance. Now, if you simply didn't know something before, that's one thing. But if someone can sit here and break it down from A to Z why the commonly held belief on a particular topic is inaccurate, and you just refuse to look at it because it goes against your preconceived biases, I've realized that is a big trigger for me. You know, getting a little personal with it, my entire life I've been called very smart, intelligent, wise. I've made big calls that time after time after time were accurate. But people still ignore you. I use the hot stove as an example, like a hyperbolic example, to make my point. There's a stove. You turn it on. It gets hot. Before you knew that the stove got hot, you accidentally touched the burner when it was on. Ah, that burned my hand. Okay, you have thus accrued new information. How are you going to act now? Some people with that new information, they will adopt it and plan accordingly. They will change their habits and behaviors to acclimate that new information into their world. But some people will continuously keep touching the stove. Why does this keep burning me? Because the stove is on and now it's hot and that's going to burn your skin. No, it doesn't. No, look. Why does it keep burning me? It's on. Stop touching the burning flame. You see? But then people will just keep burning it and keep asking, what's happening? Why is my life like this? You see, when you make people responsible for their own intelligence, a lot of people would rather, as we've seen with these elections, as we've seen when people rebel against the church and they go get spiritual, they're looking for their next guru. They're looking to be led. Same people don't want to be bossed around and be told what to do, but then they don't want to lead either. So they just want to live in this perpetual state of just taking in information and just going with the flow. When the flow is crashing you up against a wall, wouldn't you want to divert your path? You know, it's sometimes it's just heartbreaking. You know, you have to be ready to get ignored. All this information that you're accruing is going to make people uncomfortable. And when people get uncomfortable, they will rebel, they will recoil, and they will call you names. You anti-vaxxer, you MAGA-tard, you libtard, whatever way you go with it. Oh, you're just a pick yourself up by the bootstraps type of person. Yeah, because I'm not a victim. I learned how to navigate this stuff. You see all these different things that they got for you. Oh, you dirty vegan. Oh, you lame vegan. That's why you can't do X, Y, Z, the third, blah, blah, blah. They label you because they don't want to hear your knowledge. Now, I'm not just saying just because you say it, they have to automatically adopt it. But it's just painful to me, like especially in regards to health. When I'm not even saying veganism is the only way to be healthy, but I'm saying like when you say, hey, Maybe that soda with 37 grams of sugar per serving, you just drink 6 servings. Maybe that's the thing that's making your face break out. Maybe that's why your teeth are rotting away. Maybe that's why you have to, chew with a certain side of your face. You see what I'm saying? No, well, I like my soda, so I'm going to keep drinking it. Why does my mouth hurt? You see what I'm saying? It's frustrating, People don't realize that there were safeguards put in place beforehand. That's why these labels were created. The CIA literally coined the term conspiracy theorist when people were talking about fake moon landings and presidential assassinations. Oh, that's a conspiracy theory. Aliens, conspiracy. And for the people that don't want to change and people that don't want to give up their titles being the only life in this universe, like they'll just be like, oh yeah, see, conspiracy theories. He thinks aliens are real. Conspiracy theories, that's science fiction. It's so much easier just to put a label on someone and cast it aside, It's weird. If you question the church, you're blaspheming. You're a devil worshiper. If you like to utilize the metaphysical properties of crystals, this crystal helps me think clearer. Oh, when I put this crystal in my bed pillow, I start dreaming a lot more. No, that's the devil. So we got Mother Nature, and on the 7th day after God made this whole planet, he rested and said it was good. And these naturally occurring things, these crystals, these rocks that come from the planet are the devil. Okay, makes complete sense. We live in the world now where when you're the sheep that jumps out of the fence, over the fence or whatever, they look at you crazy. Oh, look at the black sheep just leaving and being rebellious. They call you a rebel for thinking for yourself. You jump over that fence and you ask, you're sitting, this is the inside of my hand is the fence and you've jumped outside. Hey guys, the fence is brown, right? What? Look at this idiot. He said the fence is brown. The fence is clearly white because they see this side. I mean, it's not white, but you get my example, right? It's like you've hopped over the fence and now you're looking at that same thing differently. You have a different perspective. You'll say that the fence is brown, but they are saying that the fence is white. You see? Because they have power and numbers, that's because more people are wrong. They think that they're the correct ones. You have 20 people that say 1 + 1 = 17. And because they all agree to that wrong answer, they are thus correct. When you be like, no, 1 + 1 = 2. Okay, well, go bring me, I have 1 apple. Go bring me another one. Are you going to go get 16 more apples, or are you going to bring 1 more apple? Well, 1 + 1 = 17, so you're stupid. Okay, let's jump back to politics. It's like my family is like ride or die Democrat. And they're saying so many things that were just factually incorrect. I'm not even political. I told my grandma a year and a half ago how this was going to go, and she saw it come to fruition. But like you hear these people say all of these things, and you'd be like, that's not even what he said. Wait, did you watch the entire speech? Did you watch the entire debate? Have you done any? Well, no, but I don't need to because willful ignorance. You see what I'm saying? It's just... It's a weird world that we live in now. People think that they label you a hippie. Oh, there's the super duper spiritual guy, the conscious woke guy, because he's talking about vibrations and frequencies. Well, yeah, we learn frequencies in school. If you want to hear rock on the radio, you have to go to, I'm just making up a random number, you have to go to 95.3. But then the next frequency, if you want to listen to rap, that's on 102.9 or whatever. You have to change the frequency. Who says you can't do the same thing with your own body? Meditation is the devil. It allows demons in. Well, you can change what has access to your mind. You know that, right? No, that's hippy dippy stuff. I don't care. I'm not going to do it. That's your choice, but don't say wrong things and believe it to be right because you feel a certain type of way. Jumping back to politics, a lot of people voted with emotions. Even Republicans voted with emotions. The next election that comes up, if we have another one, a little conspiracy I'm holding on to, really just ask the people, give me 3 reasons you are voting. Give me 3 policies that your political party is supporting. As I have come to discover, most people can't do that, Republican or Democrat. I will go as far as to say that 80% of the population, I feel like that's being conservative, but 80% of the population voted off of feelings. They made the presidential election, the so-called leader, a popularity contest. And I'm just sitting here looking at this. I'm just like, guys, both of you are making up stuff about the other side. Let's get to the truth. Let's get to the statistics. You know, I'm seeing people repeat the behaviors that they shunned for the past few years. You know, Democrats were saying all the people that didn't, they had that other label as, election deniers. But yet there's a 20-minute compilation of Democrats doing the exact same thing. You know, they're doing the same thing, but pointing the finger at somebody else, and people can't see this. Politicians, they do word salad. They avoid questions. Did you not say X, Y? What color is the sky? Well, you see, the sky is a very wonderful topic to discuss. But you know what's also important? Abortion. Abortions affect, and you see how they just divert. This is what politicians do. But because they're saying the things that you like to hear over and over due to their study groups that tell them the talking points that they need to keep digging into, they didn't even answer the question. And you support when one side does it, and you shun the other side. I don't care which side it is. That's why I'm not political. They're all heads and tails of the same coin. But people don't want to see that. You know? One of the things that you will learn is that you simply have to talk to people where they're at. And a lot of you out there are going to have to realize that you're going to have to dumb yourself down. But then a lot of you, if you're anything like me, you don't want to dumb yourself down, especially with the people you love and care about. You know, so it's easier to just let them go. Hey, guys, just let you know, 5 steps that way, there's a bear trap. Oh, okay, yeah, you're a know-it-all. You think you're better than us. Ugh. How do I step in this bear trap? I told you that. Okay, you know. It's like I said, it's with great knowledge, it becomes a burden almost. But you just have to find your tribe. You have to find the people that resonate with you. You have to be open to dialogue. You have to be open for the back and forth. But if you're going to be that person that's trying to convince people otherwise, you better know your shit too. Because no one's going to believe you if you can't explain it from A to Z. And even then, that still won't be enough. So all I can say is keep on growing, keep on learning, and enrich yourself. Become the light that people can come to in the darkness in your particular field, kind of similar to one of my videos I recorded yesterday. But you just have to keep on learning. Don't dumb yourself down. Don't stop learning because the people around you. Don't stop your growth because you want to maintain friendships that no longer serve you, because you want to get buddy with people that are completely polar opposites to you. And I'm not saying don't embrace change, but what I'm saying is there's just a certain time where you find that the presence of certain people just rubs you the wrong way all the time, and you rather find people that resonate and rock with you. A little bit of a rant, but that's what I do. To the next one.